There is always a possibility of encountering fitting problems while using the basic bodice pattern as a foundation in creating designs, just like the ones on the screen. The problem is that the basic bodice pattern was not constructed to mold to the whole of your body. So it's not because you don't know how to draft the basic bodice pattern or take accurate measurements. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use contouring to solve fitting problems. The first thing I'm going to do is to draw a straight line where I'll place the pattern. Now I'll place my front bodice pattern so that the center front will align with this line. As you can see, I'm tracing this pattern from the center front to the first dart leg on my waist dart. Then I'll also do the same thing at the neck. And I'll also mark the position of the first dart leg at the shoulder dart. So what I'm trying to do here is to transfer the shoulder dart to the waist dart, and I'm using the pivot method. I grab my pin to pierce through the bust point. To transfer the shoulder dart to the waist dart, move the second dart leg to the position where the first dart leg was before, while using the pin to hold the pattern in place. I will start tracing from the second dart leg of the waist dart up to the side seam, the armhole, as well as the tip of the shoulder to the position where the shoulder dart was before. And I'll also mark the bust point too. And as you can see, the position of the bust point still remains the same even after moving the dart. I'll use my pencil to highlight all these points, and looking at the waist dart, it's wider than before. Next, I'm going to take my bust radius, which is from my bust point to the under bust. I'll take the measurement all around the bust point. If you have a compass, use it to draw a circle around the bust point. Alright, let's start with the contour guidelines. For the first contour guideline, I'm going to mark the midpoint of the neckline and then connect this point to the bust point with a vertical line. After that, mark 1/4 of an inch on the right side of the circle and connect the point to the neckline as well as to the bust point. For guideline number 2, draw a line from the tip of the shoulder to the bust point. On the right hand side of the circle towards the center front, mark 1/2 inch and connect this point to the bust point and to the tip of the shoulder. For guideline number 3, draw a line from the curviest part of the armhole to the bust point. Mark 1/4 of an inch and connect this point to the bust point. Guideline number 4. On the side seam, mark 1/2 inch inwards and connect the point to the waistline. Guideline number 5. On both dart leg of the waist dart, mark 1/2 inch and connect the point to the bust point and downwards to the waistline like so. Guideline number 6. Draw a line from your bust point to the center front. On both sides of this line, mark 3/8 of an inch. Remember, this horizontal line is your bust line or your true bust line. Contour guideline number 7. Mark the midpoint of the shoulder and come downwards from this point 1/8 of an inch and connect the point to the tip of the shoulder. Note that you can combine guideline 1, 2, 3 together and take it out as one dart in the middle. A typical example is when drafting a bustier pattern. Draw a line from the middle of the shoulder and mark half an inch on both sides of the circle. Next is to contour the back pattern. I started by tracing out the back bodice block on the paper. Now I'll use my pencil to highlight all these points. From the tip of the shoulder to the armhole line, find the midpoint. Then I'm going to take this measurement and mark it on that point I just made. After marking the midpoint, connect the point to the two dart leg on the waistline. For clarity's sake, I'm going to draw a straight line across that midpoint. On the shoulder dart, mark downwards 1/8 of an inch on the dart legs. Connect the points with a line to the tip of the shoulder. For the next guideline at the side seam, just like we did for the front, mark half an inch inwards and connect the point to the waistline. And now we are done with contouring the basic bodice pattern. Whenever you're drafting a neckline that passes these guidelines, like a v-neck, you can apply these contour guidelines to give a more fitted garment. The width of the darts can change depending on the differences between the waist and the bust. I hope you find this tutorial helpful, and if you do, don't forget to like and comment. And if you're here for the first time, don't leave without subscribing. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time.